Shout out to our sponsor, Dollar Shave Club. See why over 3 million members love Dollar Shave Club. They are so confident in the quality of all of their products. Now you can get your first month of the club for just $1, and the shipping is free. After that, it's just a few bucks a month. No long-term commitment, no hidden fees. Learn more or get yours at dollarshaveclub.com/no. Welcome to the Know, I'm Mica. Destiny 2's PC launch was mired in a bit of controversy earlier this week, with rampant reports of undeserved bans and erroneous claims that they were caused by third-party streaming apps and overlays, and unfortunately for those affected by the bans, Bungie stated yesterday that anyone who was banned got what they deserved. Only maybe that wasn't 100% true. The company later updated their security post, informing fans that there was in fact a group of players who were banned in error. Whoops! They probably won't be sharing how big that group was, but we're also learning just a tad bit more about how successful Destiny 2's launch has been in general, in addition to finding out this week that its console launch is now the most successful launch of any title ever this year. Superdata is also reporting that Destiny 2's console launch is also the largest digital console launch ever. In fact, the title sold so well that it boosted all digital console revenue by 25%. So while the game has been down at retail, it seems like it's doing pretty fine on the digital front. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was a smashing success for Nintendo and Switch earlier this year, but Nintendo wasn't actually sure it was going to do very well. In a new interview, legendary designer Shigeru Miyamoto admitted that they were a bit nervous. Miyamoto told Game Informer, "With the last year to 6 months before the release, all we could do was really try to believe in what we created and really polish and finish it up and make sure we felt good about it, and it wasn't until those final touches that we felt like we were going in the right direction. And even then, we definitely weren't sure if it was going to do well or not. So I was very relieved when it did well." In that same interview, Miyamoto also made some rather interesting comments about classic Mario games. When asked about remakes of games like Super Mario 64, Miyamoto said that rather than remake them, he'd prefer to use unique features of the Switch for a port. So, virtual console? Come on, don't tease us, Miyamoto. We've been waiting since the Switch launched for this virtual console. Come on, pull through, dude. As if we needed any more confirmation, it looks like the DENUVO DRM is totally dead at this point. Not only are games getting cracked in a matter of hours, they're now getting cracked in negative hours before games are even out. Wow! So that's totally the case with Wolfenstein II, which has been stripped of its copy protection before the game is even live in most territories. Apparently, DENUVO was defeated this time by cracking group Revolt. Bethesda quietly removed DENUVO from The Evil Within 2 earlier this month, right at launch, so it's possible they may do the same thing with Wolfenstein II as well, since there's really no point anymore. Man, rest in pieces, DENUVO. With 3 major releases hitting tomorrow, holy crap, is everybody ready for Super Mario Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Origin, and Wolfenstein II: The New Colossus? There was no way to get more in-depth review roundups for all of them before release, so here's a quick look at this morning's Assassin's Creed Origin reviews. At the time of writing, Assassin's Creed Origin is sitting at an 84 on Metacritic and an 85 on OpenCritic, which is a huge step up from 2015's Syndicate, which leveled out at a 76. The general consensus so far with Assassin's Creed Origins is that, well, Assassin's Creed is back! Many critics felt like Origins offers one of the best takes on Ubisoft's open world gameplay, and the new combat and RPG systems really freshen things up. However, many reviewers were not big fans of the game's story in particular. EGM wrote in their 9 out of 10 review, Assassin's Creed Origins delivers a robust experience that mixes up the traditional Assassin's Creed formula in a way that's fresh and fun to play, but which also harkens back to the series' roots in some welcome ways too. It marks an evolution fans might not have even known they were waiting for, delivering one of the best overall experiences we've seen yet from the series. The holidays are just around the corner, and now it's easier than ever to give someone a Steam gift card. The ultra-popular PC game store has rolled out digital gift cards for the first time, which lets you send Steam Wallet funds to your friends and loved ones. There's really no catch, except that you must be friends with the person you're sending wallet funds to for at least 3 days, so plan ahead. Wow, you'd think Steam would have gotten on board with digital before, but hey, you know, better late than never. Now you don't have to hold a knife to your friend's throat and be like, take this game I bought for you. It looks like DC is moving forward with a solo DEATHSTROKE film, and it may have a director already lined up. The Wrap reports that Gareth Evans, who directed The Raid, is in early talks to head up the movie, and if he signs up, he'll also write the script. The plan is for Joe Manganiello to star as Deathstroke, aka Slade Wilson. You might remember that Manganiello was originally scheduled to play Deathstroke in the standalone Batman movie back when Ben Affleck was writing and directing the movie, but since then, director Matt Reeves has taken over the Batman movie, and he said that the old script won't be used. used. No word yet on a release date on either of those movies, but you know, we'll keep you posted. We've learned a little more about the infamous unaired pilot for Game of Thrones and why it never saw the light of day. According to actor Kit Harington, who played Jon Snow, that's because it was really bad. In an interview with The Guardian, Harington said that the pilot didn't accurately capture the tone and feel of the books, and he said it made a lot of mistakes. Well, like what, you may be wondering? Well, Harington said that in the pilot, his character was clean-shaven and he had to wear a wig. Yikes. He said it didn't look right, it didn't feel right, had nothing different about it. After the first attempt at a pilot sucked, showrunners D.B. Weiss and David Benioff basically started over, and they replaced a number of actors, including removing Tamsin Merchant as Daenerys Targaryen and bringing in Emilia Clarke. Harington has apparently never seen the pilot, but he says Weiss and Harington sometimes jokingly threaten to put it online, kinda like an embarrassing high school picture, except worse, because Kit Harington's in a wig. It's been rumored for a while now, so NVIDIA surprised almost nobody by officially announcing the GTX 1070 Ti. The new card sits in between both price and performance of the GTX 1070 and GTX 1080, running at $450. But if you're looking to get a bit more out of it, NVIDIA claims it's designed to be an overclocking monster with plenty of headroom for gamers to crank up the clock speeds, which runs contrary to some of the rumors that people have been reporting about the new GPU. So if you're in the market for a new card this holiday, the GTX 1070 Ti is now available for pre-order and will release on November 2nd. So that's when you'll probably start seeing some of those sweet, sweet benchmarks. Sexy video games have been very popular on Patreon for a while now, but it looks like the party might almost be over. Or is it? Well, the crowdfunding site says it's cracking down on adult-themed projects, but nobody is really clear exactly what that means. In a recent post, the company wrote it's taking a clearer stance on some fringe areas of adult content, saying that it won't support content based on incest, bestiality, sexual depiction of minors, and suggestive sexual violence. But that worried a lot of creators, more than 1,300 in fact, who wrote an open letter expressing fears that other erotic content could also get banned from the site. The letter says, your fuzzy position on adult content versus porn gives you the freedom to discriminate at will, and it makes content creators live in fear of that discrimination itself, leading to self-censorship of important viewpoints. After that letter was sent, Patreon chief Jack Conte sent out an email stating Patreon has never seen itself as allowing pornography or sexual services. He wrote, very few creators are affected by any of these updates. Again, the only actual changes to our policy were around bestiality, incest, sexual depiction of minors, and suggestive sexual violence. But whether or not that extends to all types of erotic content isn't really clear. Oh, and in Conte's letter, he wrote that Patreon won't pull the rug out from under creators' income, even in the case of a policy violation. So, who really freaking knows at this point? This could just be some legal ass covering by Patreon, considering how vague they're being, but we'll have to wait and see if this actually leads to any projects getting canceled or patrons getting defunded. Have you heard about Amazon's new home burglary service? Well, yes, the e-commerce giant unveiled a new program called Amazon Key, where you can let a stranger unlock your front door and put packages inside your house, because what could go wrong with that? For security, Amazon requires that you install one of its security cloud cameras and install a smart lock on your front door. Oh, and don't worry, it assures us that its couriers are trained not to enter your house. Just open your door and slide a box into your house and relock your door. So if all of this sounds like a totally not horrible idea at all, it costs $250 to get set up, and it's available for Prime members in 37 cities starting on November 8th. It doesn't look like anyone on YouTube likes the idea either. Amazon's announcement video currently has 8,000 dislikes compared to just its 5,000 likes, with comments like, you'd have to be a complete idiot to order this. I mean, honestly, why was Amazon setting up a way for people to break into our house? Maybe that's just me. But that's all the news we have for you today. Remember to comment on any of your favorite news stories in the comments below, and for more news from all the corners of the internet, remember to like this video, and if you're new around here, give us a subscribe, why don't you? Thanks to Dollar Shave Club for sponsoring this update. DollarShaveClub.com delivers amazing razors right to your door, so you don't have to keep using the same dull, gross razor because it's a pain to get them from the store and the drugstore keeps them under lock and key. It's just, forget about that. They've got a whole lineup of razors too, so you can decide how fancy you want to get, plus extras for shaving or just keeping yourself generally clean, like Dr. Carver's Shave Butter, Mint Cedarwood Body Cleanser, some really nice smelling amber lavender soap, and they even got stuff for your hair now, so basically all your grooming needs are covered. Dollar Shave Club is so confident in the quality of all of their products that now you can get your first month of the club for just $1, and the shipping is free. After that, it's just a few bucks a month. No long-term commitment, so you can cancel whenever you decide to try for that sweet, sweet beard. No hidden fees too, so there's no reason not to do it. Get yours at dollarshaveclub.com/